Meeting me for the first time, consider subscribing. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. I've been doing this for a long time, but for the first time, I'm becoming serious with my YouTube. Okay, I'm usually a Facebook girl. Okay, I'm too big on Facebook, and the reason I'm focusing on you on YouTube is because for many years I've kind of ignored YouTube, but most of you have kept up with you and you know me very well. For the new ones, consider subscribing. You will not miss anything. Go down here, watch so many videos full of knowledge. But if you're one of those people that wants Janet to help you one-on-one, of course, janetrangi.com. janetrangi.com, you'll find all my contacts, my phone number, and everything you want, so to get in touch with me. Having said that, consider subscribing. Today I want to talk about common mistakes. And if some of you are live, I'm surprised one or two people are here. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly or if there's any problem with the sound, because this is live. I'm just a live person. Me, I just love live. I'm not scared of mistakes. I fix them as I go. Avoid common mistakes at the embassy. Avoid common mistakes at the port of entry. And when you see Janet coming to these videos, she's doing these things based on experience. Never forget that. Never forget that. I have good experience in these areas. I've been doing this for the last 5-6 years. And I've a lot of data. I've invested a lot of time in all this information. If you want to know anything about me, of course, janetrangi.com. The first thing I want you to know is when you go to the embassy, okay? Let me describe this very clearly so that you can see what I'm trying to say. Wherever you go, when you go to the American embassy, consider yourself being in America. I don't know if you get the point. Once you leave your country and you enter the embassy doors, you are in America. Put that in your head. And the people you are talking to is the American system. So once you know that and put it in your head that you're already speaking to America, you will avoid some of these common mistakes. I've lived here for many years. I know their culture and I know how things work. Okay, so why am I doing this specific video? If you're following me, common mistakes to avoid at the embassy, common mistakes to avoid at the port of entry in the United States. And for this matter, is not any different from Canada. If you know me, I've done Canada videos. I love your comments, Faith, and everyone else watching from Mombasa. Thank you. This is a good crowd for now. When you go to the embassy, first of all, if you've not watched my embassy videos, you can always go down here. You want to do the right thing from the application. And the application is very simple. It's demographic data, your name, family, wherever, do the right thing. Say the truth. That is usually number one, okay? Now, when you reach that embassy, think like this. Wherever you say on that day, they are writing notes. Those notes, as soon as they click save, those notes are all over America. On all the airports, in all the immigration offices, okay? Are you thinking like that? Okay? Have I even just introduced you to the subject? Once you enter the embassy, Janet Rangi followers, from now on, once you enter the embassy, you have entered the United States. So wherever you tell them, stays with you for life. Because computers have strong memories, okay? Computers never forget. Computers have very, very strong memories. They don't forget. So consider that, put that in your head, write it down, copy. Everything you say has to stay the same. The good news, if you say the truth, you can never fear that you'll contradict yourself. Okay, so happy Valentine's to you too. For us, it's not happy Valentine's, but thank you so much for wishing me a happy Valentine's. I highly, highly appreciate that. Now, why am I saying this? When you go in there, they take fingerprints. And many of you, when you come to America, which you will, the reason why you're watching me is you want to come to America and you want to come to Canada, and I wish you well. Down the road, you'll be asking for more immigration benefits, okay? You'll be wanting to extend your visit. You'll be wanting to change your visa to green card. You will probably marry American. You'll probably need a job to petition you for a better visa. You will reach a stage where they will ask something called a background check. For many of you, when you think of a background check, you're thinking maybe it's just police records. Okay, they will ask me fingerprints and then they'll go and check. Of course, I'm not a criminal. Of course, I don't use drugs. Of course, I've not done any kind of crime. Good. That is a good starting point. But one thing you forget is the background check is going back 5 years and see what you told the embassy back home in Accra, in Nairobi, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, in Cameroon. Okay? That background check goes and sees, because some of you probably say you are married and you are not married. You probably say you had kids and you actually don't have kids. Or you say you don't have kids and now you're claiming you have kids. So they are going to see what you already said in the previous record. Okay, that is just point number one. All right, keep it simple, keep it clean, stay with your story. I'm not saying I don't know what your story will be, but keep it the same. Number two, okay? Remember, wherever you tell them there, I told you just at the beginning of this video, it's going to travel the whole world, okay? So let's say, for example, you say you're coming to visit. When you reach the port of entry, they're going to ask you, what brings you here today? The reason has to stay visiting, okay? So you cannot say you're coming to visit and then you reach here, you say you are going to school. That is a reason for them to return you. Okay, keep in mind, my friends, always stick to the same story. When you see the embassy typing, every time they ask you questions and you see them typing, they're saving that information for the port of entry. Okay, so let me give you a good example, because Janet is very realistic. Okay, you know, Janet is a very practical person. I like telling you so you can relate to my story, so you can know that I've actually lived this life. Me, I work in healthcare. Okay, if I see a patient, I write a record of what I saw. And believe you me, I've worked, and there are some patients I see like 3 years ago. When they come back, the story is still the same, because you wrote good notes. Okay, these things never change. So let's say I see a patient and they complained of a stomachache and they had nausea and everything. And then I will write in my plan, this patient complained of nausea and stomachache. I took them for an ultrasound. The results are here, and this is the medicine. Let's say 2 weeks from now, I'm not in the hospital, the same patient comes. The next person will just read the notes. Okay? That is America for you. So what am I trying to say? Don't take those notes lightly. Wherever you say there, had better to be the same. Okay? And I know some of you, because of the pandemic, you know, the dates are changing, conferences are expiring, and you know, the virus is making, you know, to travel good, we understand. Okay, but let me just advise you, let me just use one example, and hopefully it can help 1 or 2 people here. Okay, so let's say you get into a conference, but then probably the flight or the conference is cancelled, but you already have a visa. What are you gonna do? Okay, remember the visa is valid. Okay, it's only that when you come to the port of entry, they will tell you, but you are going for a conference in January, but now it's March. So why are you coming here? If I were you, don't listen. But people say, Janet, people say, no. If you follow Janet Rank, we don't believe in people. We believe in credible information. We go read about it. You watch videos from people like us who have lived in this country, and you understand the culture. And we tell you the truth, and you put that information together, and you come up with a conclusion. Using that example, look at what I will do. I will look for another conference. So you reach the port of entry. Okay, your conference was supposed to be in January. Okay, how come your conference now is in March? Okay, because the January one was cancelled, or because the January one, because of the virus, we could not travel, but my goal is still to attend a conference. Welcome. Okay, welcome. But now your goal was to attend a conference, for example, okay? And people tell you, okay, you know, how about you say you are going to visit Mount Rushmore? You know, that is contradicting. You're like, okay, but you didn't tell the embassy you're coming to go to Mount Rushmore, or you are going for a wedding, or you are going to a baby shower or something. Okay, try and keep the same reason. That's what I will do. Okay, it just makes it easy for you. You say, you know, my goal was to go for a conference. Okay, let's say it was a church visit. Okay, you want to look for another church visit that is almost similar to that. Okay, but if this is your second, third time, and I understand every country is different, because some countries they will give you a visa for 1 year, some countries they will give you a visa for how many years? Maybe 5. The subsequent visits you are allowed to come, of course, but the first visit, try and keep the same story. Am I making sense? Okay, let me steal for you a secret. Me personally, personally, and I've warned people about this. And this is based from me doing this work for a long time and people trusting Janet and coming and confiding in me. Of course, in my videos, I never mention names. Okay, me, I take the beating myself. That's why I'm in public. I fear Chicago as a port of entry. I fear Seattle, Washington as a port of entry. Beware. Okay? The other airports, fair game. But those two, me, I'm avoiding them. Sorry. If you're listening me from Seattle Airport, I love you. If you're listening me from Chicago Airport, I love you. But no, me, you are not seeing me there. You go there, me, I'm not. I have not had good things and I'm not going there. Sorry. Unless you fix that, me, I'm not, no. And I'll not tell my people to come see you there. We've heard bad things about us. You are not doing very well. We've heard a lot of bad things. Now, of course, they are not listening to me, but if they listen, they need to know we know. We know what you do to our people. We know what you make them through. Do you know something that hurts me that I've never spoken publicly? Okay, Janet is very open. Okay, this is welcome to Janet Rangi. Janet Rangi. Okay, let me spare this video for next time. The whole point, I'm telling you to beware. Okay, we are very aware. Okay, and I love America because of this free speech. We speak very openly. And so I'm just telling you, people in Chicago airport, usually a port of entry can be tough. I've had and I've seen cases. Okay, Seattle airport, I have had, avoid. Remember the title today, Janet is not going out of topic. And you love Janet for this, don't you? Is that why you come to see Janet? Is because she just tells you the truth. Me, I'm here for my people. I'm here to help them. Okay? Seattle airport, out check mark. Me, no. Okay? Chicago airport, me, no. I am not going there. Okay? All right? Okay. And I don't say I said anything. Don't tell me anything. Me, if you call me, I'll give you examples of people that have been returned for no good reason. Unfortunately. Sometimes for good reasons, sometimes not for good reasons. So don't come there. Okay, come at your own risk. Basically, that's what I'm telling you. But the rest of the airports, I come here, they say, hi, welcome, welcome. They are very nice. Okay? All the airports, I've always told you on this channel, me when I come to the United States, I enjoy. In fact, it's usually the better airport than most of them. I've connected through the other international airports. My best experience has been American airports. So I have to be fair. Okay, but me, I'm just telling you based on what I've had, and I'm here. I have a responsibility to tell my people that they need to be careful with some of these airports. We haven't had very good stories. At least I'm stealing for them secrets so they can come and watch and fix that. Okay, having said that, please keep the same story. Sometimes they are being honest, they are testing you. Okay, and me, I'm just telling you, keep the same story. Okay, if you say you are going to school, please, they are not being mean. Keep the same story. If you tell them this, and by the way, if it's a conference, if they take that call and they call the conference, it had better be existing. So make sure you are not working with a scammer who took your money, gave you a conference that doesn't exist. We reach America, they call this conference, no one is picking the phone. Be aware of those things. They happen. Don't think Janet is telling you things that don't happen. These things happen. Okay? So the common mistakes you are making an embassy at home, okay? And I've done embassy videos. I'm not going to spend a lot of time into these ones. But the common ones, I think, is just arriving on time, giving the right information, paying the money on time. I mean, having the receipt for payment. When you reach there, let me just generalize because some people are following me for the first time. I have to give you a general idea. This is the law of the United States, okay? Anyone coming to the United States on a non-immigrant visa, in other words, temporary visa, not permanent residency, that is permanent visa. Temporary visa is visiting student. Your goal is to come and go back. So the law says this. The law in the United States assumes that anyone coming to the United States on a temporary visa has the intent of staying in the United States and never going back. Therefore, it's up to the applicant to show compelling reasons that they will go back, to demonstrate compelling reasons, compelling ties back home. In other words, you have to be very strong in Cameroon. Good job, good business, good marriage, children. It could be anything. Going to school, good travel history. You've been going to the border back and forth. You've gone to Nigeria, you've gone to Ghana, you've gone to Tanzania, you've gone to Kampala, you've gone to Dubai, you have gone to China. All those places, okay? So you have to be very strong. And that one, you are demonstrating ties. Some of you think ties means just I have to be married with kids. No, we have many young people that come 21 years old to college, never married, no children. What did they demonstrate? Maybe good grades. They were confident. They looked at the immigration officer and gave them good reasons for them to type. And these are common mistakes, still on the topic. Having lived here, if someone was to come and audit that chart at the embassy, they'd be like, no, but she said she was going on a conference and this time she was found doing this. What can you tell us about this case? And I always say, if you give them a good reason, they're gonna type. You're just helping them with paperwork, okay? Think like that. Think like they're going to be audited. Put yourself in their shoes, because they know many people go in there and use the system. So don't give them that impression that you are using the system to gain access to America or to gain access to some kind of visas. If you keep that in mind, you will approach them in a very humane way. You smile, you are confident, you understand the law, and you work with that law. They can ask you, but how are you going to pay? How long did you know this? Do you know people in America? When is the last time? Have you traveled outside America? Have you ever been denied a visa? All those questions are coming towards one answer. You have to demonstrate, give them compelling ties that you'll go back home. That is all they are looking at. Believe you me. If you have that, every question they ask, go to your head computer real quick and make a reference. So when you answer, you're giving them a good reason for them to type in the computer to convince America that actually what you said, okay? And I always give you a common example of conferences. There are some people who ask for a conference going to church. They've never stepped in church. When they ask them anything to do with church, they don't know. And me, I always tell them, you know what? You went to school for theology, okay? You've been a pastor, you've been something in church. You want to look for a conference in church. So clearly, you can tell them we need to improve, media services, technology in our church, and the United States is very advanced. We are going to this sister church in the United States, learn, and then come back and implement and change in our church back home. There's a clear reason. First of all, you went to school for that. That is what you are doing back home. You will belong to this church. That's why you will find people that have letters for church. They give 2 people a visa and they deny other 20. Usually simple reasons like those. So if you belong in construction, of course, you want to tell the embassy, I'm going to the United States on a conference in construction. We are going to learn how to the latest technology or the latest ways of doing cabinetry in the kitchen. Or we are going to learn about this new material, construction material, green energy, those that are energy efficient. We don't have them, but our company here in Africa, wherever in Sunshine Continent, in Ghana, people in Cameroon say I don't mention their country. I told them I'll be mentioning a lot Cameroon. Our construction industry here in Cameroon is growing, and we want the latest technology in construction. So I'm going to a conference so I can learn those skills and bring them back home and have a clear picture from the construction company. It's that easy, my friends. This country is about documentation. Explain yourself. The reason why we get denied the most is you didn't have people like us to come and share. But now we are here to share with you how they think. I just gave you an example in my medical field. Even if I fall sick, or let's say I'm busy and I don't show up at work, if someone comes to see my patient, they will just refer to my previous notes. I'm sure even you, if you're a teacher, you've written notes about students. So it's the same thing. Let the next person understand the notes based on what they are seeing. So if you think like that with the embassy, okay, use that information. You will understand why they do these things. Okay, so that is a very common mistake. The reason why you're traveling, not understanding the culture, not understanding the reasons why they deny people, and reaching the port of entry and panicking, okay? There are some questions that are just, there are some questions that they can be tricky, but just use common sense and just put yourself in their shoes and you will be okay, all right? Most of these things will apply in America, most of things will apply in Canada. Okay, if you're one of those people who have been denied a visa at the port of entry, or you've been denied a visa, you know our people here on this page, we never give up. Never give up. Janet does not give up. That was a phone call coming in, but I love you so much for coming on Janet Rangi. Okay, continue to follow me here on YouTube. I'm going to do a lot of live videos. I'll come in with topics every day. Remember, all these topics will come from your peers, okay? Real tested information. Janet Rank is the real deal. I'll put in a lot of years, I'll put in a lot of data. Okay? Right now, I used to take phone calls a lot. That became overwhelming. So I have to put my life together. So right now, if you really need Janet, you have to book an appointment, okay? Because it just goes with supply and demand, okay? If I have 10,000 phone calls coming in, I'll focus on the 10,000 that I actually have booked an appointment. But I love you so much. I love you so much for taking your time. You could have been somewhere else, but you decided to come to Janet Rangi. My goal is to leave you better than you found me. My goal is to help you come to the United States. My goal is to help you come to Canada. You and your family and your children, happy Valentine's, okay? I love you so much. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. If you have any comments, share here. If you've been denied a visa, share here and tell us why you are denied, okay? If they returned you at the port of entry, tell us here, okay? Another thing is, if you have your visas, okay, try and make a decision before 45 days are over, okay? Because don't look for some people like us when it's too late. If you come on a temporary visa, watch all these videos and I'll come back and do more videos. We can always change your visiting visa to student. That just gives you time, but give it 45 days, okay? That is too complex, but always try and reach us on time, okay? We are here. We are the Sunshine brand. Janet is the Sunshine brand, trusted Sunshine brand. I'm here for you. I know your problems. I've lived in this country. I understand the culture and I understand our challenges. I understand our financial situation. I understand our thinking. I understand our challenges, and that's why it's good to have one of your own. And I love you, love you, love you, love you so much. Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. Kwaherini. Zikomo. Keep coming. I'll see you in the next video, okay? Thank you so much for following. Subscribe, hit the notification button so that you don't miss any videos from Janet Rangi. Checking out Janet Rangi. Peace. Bye-bye.